Welcome to the Empower Hour, your source of empowerment for your whole life. Each episode will explore one of 5 powerful influences that together create your story by the impact each one has on the decisions you make in your whole life. Wealth, health, organizations, lifestyle, and love life, and entertainment. Throughout the series, you will hear from personal and professional development experts, business owners, leaders of organizations, and guests who will share unique formulas, inspiring ideas, simple tools, and success strategies to empower you to reach your full potential and create your desired success, however you define it. Welcome to the Empower Hour, a new television series that brings you guests who are empowered to live their life of purpose or empower others to do the same thing. Today's guest is 12-year-old Dominic. Won't leave the last name, won't tell you the last name, but we're in Massachusetts. And today we're going to talk about how Dominic has been inspired since the age of 5, he's now 12, to do the one thing that he loves the best, and that is to pursue his purpose in a career of law enforcement. So without further ado, Dominic, come on in. Nice and hot outside, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm sweating for now, but it's a beautiful day. It's actually Easter, and I was able to come down to Massachusetts to visit with Dominic. Now, I have known you since you were born.
Yep.
And I've always known that you wanted to pursue this career. But tell me, as your earliest memory, in your earliest memory as a 5-year-old, what was it that you can pinpoint a time maybe that you discovered what you really wanted to do, and why was that? Tell us about that.
Well, one day I was in the car and I saw a police officer on the highway, and he made a traffic stop, and I was far away, but I could see like all the lights flashing, and I just watched from there. And when we passed by him, I said, "Oh, that's really cool."
Yeah.
And then I looked around for police officers, just trying to watch them, and I saw some directing traffic, and I'm like, yeah, I want to do that when I grow up.
You know, it's so different than a lot of kids that say, I want to grow up to be X, Y, Z, or ABC. And then a year later, it's just past. It's a passing thought. But here we are 7 years later, and every time I've come to visit you or find out about what's going on, it's always Dominic pursuing what he wants to do. And you're very good in school, too, so that you follow the rules. And tell me about the school that you go to. And are there other children your age now that are deciding what they dream about being? And
Yeah.
tell me about that.
Well, my friend Sean, he did decide, just like me when he was little, that he wanted to be a computer technician. And a lot of kids in my grade now are starting to think about that more, and so they know what they want to be when they grow up.
And do they have any parents that are already in the field so that they can be taken to school, taken to work? Do they have that kind of a program in school where you go to school?
Yes, it's called TRIO, and they take you to the colleges that teach what you want to be when you grow up. So they do have positions where you could sign up for TRIO, and they take you on field trips. You go on a bus and you go to the college where they think would be best for you to go, because they teach what you want.
Yes. Are you in 6th grade then?
Yeah, going into 7th next year.
Wow. I remember that grade. I used to teach junior achievement, and that was in 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade, and 6th grade. And Jillian was going to school too. It was fascinating to see how many children your age already dream about what they want to be. And yet, it's great to see that you're still pursuing that, because that doesn't always happen. People start getting discouraged. and disempowered by the things people tell them, oh, you can't do that, forget that, that won't work, that won't happen. Let's see, tell me some of the things in your life now that have already happened to keep you on that path. Some of the people that you've met to empower you to keep moving forward along that trip, along your journey.
Well, I do, like, some of my dad's, mom's, stepfather's friends are police officers, and one day my dad asked one of his friends who is a police officer to stop by one day, and he was working and he came by, and like when he came by, and he comes around once in a while to say hi.
What's his name? What's his first name?
Steve.
Oh, I think I met him. Very
Yeah.
very nice of him to take his time to spend time with
yeah,
him.
he grew up with my dad and my uncle. So then, like, whenever I see a police officer that I know, and I say hi, and they smile and they say hi back to me, it just makes me feel good and makes me think that I want to do that to kids when I become a police officer.
What is it about that kind of a position or a profession that really calls to you that says, oh, that's what I want to be? Is it just the flashing lights? Of course, it's not that.
No.
What else is it that police officers do that you particularly find intriguing or helpful? You know, what do they do that you find important?
Helping people if they're in a car accident, their car breaks down. Most of it is helping people, because if like a police officer is chasing someone, if once they catch them, they're helping people stay safe from that person.
Absolutely. So they uphold the law, which empowers
Right.
a lot of people to feel safe in their community.
A lot of people, but when they see a police officer, they do seem a little bit tense and a little scared that they're going to get stopped. But if you're not doing anything wrong, you don't really need to worry about that.
Exactly. So you're not really concerned about someone profiling you.
Right.
People are out there trying to
Yeah.
harm others, so you want to make sure that the police officers want to make sure that there aren't
Right. And
harming.
yeah, right. And a lot of people do say, like, oh, I don't like police officers. This one just gave me a ticket. But one day, sometime, you're gonna need a police officer.
That's right. And I want to admit that this week I was attending an 8 o'clock morning appointment, and there weren't a lot of people on the road, so I naturally thought, well, you know, it's only 10 miles over the speed limit, but I did get stopped. And I wasn't upset. I said, hi, officer, I'm sure I know, what it was and what it was that you stopped me for. And he said, well, I'd like your license and registration. I thought I had it right there on the side of my car pocket, and I pulled it out, and it was my insurance certification, authorization. No, we need your license. I said, oh yes, of course. I just never have time to pull it out often enough. I never need to, because I'm never stopped. But it's always good to know when you're in an issue that there's a police officer just one phone call away.
Right.
Did you ever have to dial a 911 in your young years so far?
No, and I hope I never do.
That's right. Do you have a police scanner in your house?
I do.
You do. Tell us about that. What do you hear in there?
I hear some things that I wish I didn't hear.
Oh.
But I do know that if it's on the police scanner, then the police have arrived there and it's all taken care of.
Oh, good. That's very feeling
I
of
mostly
confidence.
listen to the city that I live in.
Mm-hmm.
I can listen to other areas. The antenna can reach pretty far, but I only really listen to the city that I live in.
Great. And we've also been instructed to tell people not where we live, so that we keep you safe as well. And tell us about your siblings. What do they think about you, their big brother, being a contender for a police enforcement career?
Well, I have a baby brother, which he doesn't really understand yet. But my my sister and my little sister and my little brother think that it's going to be very scary. They don't want me to be a police officer, but I always say to them that it's not that scary because they're trained to do what they do. So, and then after, like, sometimes they'll come up to me and they'll not come up to me, but they'll say, "Oh, you'll be a good police officer."
I had another question that just slipped my mind. I'm so sorry. I have to make sure that we're right on time because I don't want you to be late for wherever you're going too. Can't. Next time I'm going to remember that this turns off. The timer that we have turns off. We can't see the timer at the end, so we'll have to make sure it keeps on. It stays on. What other questions do we have for this? Oh, do you watch any shows right now that you can tell us, the viewers, that you like?
Yes, I do like. I like the show Cops.
Is that a reality show that really happens, or is
yes?
Okay.
But it
What
does.
You Wanna Do? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
But it does do. They do have a little bit of editing, so I don't like it as much as live PD, where they just follow the police officers around and they can't edit anything. So whatever happens on film happens, and they have to put it on TV because otherwise it's not live.
Right.
They're not like true to their name. So other things that I like to watch are Alaska State Troopers.
When do these come on? What time do they?
If they're late, then I record them.
Oh, cool. Cool.
But I think my favorite show is Live PD because it's not like Cops where they stop the camera if something bad is going on,
right,
and then move to a different spot and then start rolling again. Live PD is all live. Whatever happens on film, they have to put it on.
You go on tour with the actual
Right.
Police officer's time, when he goes in, when he comes out, when he or she comes in. Actually, now that I think of it, I just got pulled over on Thursday morning, and the police officer had to say that we are on film and being recorded, which I thought was interesting because years ago, it might have been 10 years ago when I got stopped, it wasn't one of those things that you'd normally see a police officer that had a camera on his lapel.
Did he have?
Yes.
He did.
Yes. And
Okay,
it was recorded.
so where was that?
Can't tell you.
Oh, right.
It was in New Hampshire.
Oh, right.
Where I live.
Okay, so yeah, a lot of police officers lately have been asked to carry around cameras with them because if they ever need to go to court, they can play back the video on their phone.
Yes, and you know, it is too bad because of the sign of the times are that police have had a really bad rap, and they're put into a position that it's a lose-lose situation.
Right,
so,
and
yeah.
when I see those things, it doesn't get me more scared to be a police officer. If anything, it like
empowers you more.
Right, it's like, oh, then I really want to do that now. Like,
want to fix things, right?
Yeah.
Make things right.
Yeah.
Well, this is exciting. I'm really pleased to have had the opportunity to make this happen for you too. We've been talking about this for about a month, and been looking forward to it because I think you, of all people, are going to definitely become who you want to be. And watching you grow up, I'm so proud to have you as my nephew. And I'd love to be able to come back in 5 years when you're graduating from high school, going on to college, planning your college. Actually, this is a good segue because this episode has been sponsored by Diversified College Funding Advisors. Their services help you connect all the pieces to the decisions that are needed to get into college, get through college in time and with the least amount of stress and the least amount of expenses. They help you with tax codes that can help benefit you while your child is in college. So take a look at diversifiedcollegefundingadvisors.com. Thank you. Any parting thoughts on who you'd like to share, what you might want to share with kids out there that are thinking what they want to become, and how do you get, what do you say to them to how to get there to the place of knowing what I want to be? What would you say to them? Think about what you want to be. When do you know that's what you want to be? What comes to you?
I would say if you see something that you like, that you know is a job, I would say look out for more of those, just like I did, and then really watch what they're doing, and then, like, even if you're staring at them for 2 hours, I would go on YouTube,
Just
probably
research
what you're
them,
on
too.
right now.
Right, research it.
Research it, Google, YouTube. I'm sure YouTube has everything, so you could find out what else they do. If you know that you want to be that, but all you've seen is something that the department you don't want to be in. So go on YouTube and find what you like as that job, for that job.
Right. You know, and as a child, a lot of children do this, that they make believe that they are doing something that they love to do. And what I found in you, Dominic, is that you have added one extra word to that make-believe. Make yourself believe that you can do it. And I find that really empowering around other people. So thank you very much, Dominic. We'll see you in 5 years.
Yep.
And we'll follow up with you. We will. I know we will, because I'll know you still. And until then, again, be engaged in what you'd love to do to be empowered. Be enlightened and be empowered. Thanks, and we'll see you in the next episode. We'll bring you more people and organizations that will empower you to find your purpose. Thanks. Ciao for now.